Hi students, the next topic is transactional models. So you are already aware of this transactional models in your DBMS subject. So what is the transaction? So transaction is nothing but an program unit whose execution will modify the content of database. Means we can say that transaction is nothing but a task, so it will modifies the content of the database. So examples are like selection, update, insertion. So by using these operations we can modify the data of the database. So this is called as an transaction transaction and database will follow the some properties, like you can call as an ACID properties. So here ACID is nothing but A stands for atomicity, C stands for consistency, I stands for isolation, and D stands for durability. So here atomicity means in this particular atomicity unit all the operations must be executed or does not happen at all. Means after the completion of one operation, next operation will be next transaction will be executed. So if the one of the transaction is aborted, means you need to roll back to the first position. So that is called as an atomicity. So next one is an so example is, for example, account holder A will wants to send amount to the account holder B. For example, A account having the 400 rupees and he wants to send 100 rupees to the bank account holder B. So when he send the 100 rupees to the bank account holder B, A must having the 300 rupees and B having the 100 rupees. Means after the all transaction only it will be updated. So if the amount is not credited to the B, means there is a failure. A will having 300 rupees and B will having 0 rupees. So there is a problem. So all transactions must be takes place. That is called as an atomicity. So next one is an consistency. So the database must be consistent before and after the transaction. So that is called as an consistency. So next one is an isolation. I stands for isolation. Isolation means multiple transactions occur without interference. Next one is an durability. The changes of successful transaction occurs even if the system failure occurs. So that is called as a durability. Example, for example, account A wants to send an amount to the account B. So after the completion of every operation, the transaction is not aborted or not stopped. So because after the completion of transfer only that particular transaction will be aborted. So that is called as an durability. Hi students, the next topic in the database issues is query processing. So query processing is nothing but an retrieval of information. So in this particular query processing mainly we are having two things. So first one is an query decomposer and second one is an query optimizer. Okay, so first we need to take a query. So by using this query we can write in the relational algebraic equation. So for example, here is the query. So what's the query here is I want to retrieve the contact name whose name's first character start with an R, and thus that particular contact name must be in the dialed number. So this is what my query. So first, after taking the query by using the parser technique, we are writing in the relational algebraic equation. So is the relational algebraic equation here. So we are using two databases. So first one is an contact name and second one is an telephone number. Two databases. So what's the query here? In the contacts, the first character must be R and that particular telephone number must be in the dialer number. So this is what my query. Okay, so by using relational algebraic equation we are returning. So after that we need to optimize that particular query, so that is done by the query processing optimizer. So in this query processing optimizer, three things we are having. First one is an query processing plan generator, plan cost estimator, next one is an plan execution. So first we have to generate the plan. How you can retract the information? First you have to generate the plan. After generating the plan we have to estimate the cost, how much it cost, if it is high or low. Okay, we have to estimate. After the plan estimation cost, at last we are doing the plan execution. If everything will be satisfied, once the plan is generated, plan cost is low, then you can execute that particular plan. At last we are getting the result of that particular plan here. So here we are translating the high level language into a low level language. Here the query is nothing but a high level language, that is an SQL here. So this all everything is calling as an query processing architecture. Okay, so next we'll discuss about the data recovery process. So data recovery process means whenever you lost the data, you can recover the data from the database. Okay, so for example in our mobiles, if you lost the data, we can keep the backup data, so there you can get the information. So if you want to get the information from the database, if you want to recover the data from the database, how it is? So it is everything will be done by the recovery management architecture. So is an recovery management architecture. So is everything will be controlled by the recovery manager. So this recovery manager will be in the RAM. So it is presented in the RAM, and this we are having database buffer and database buffer manager, and we are so actually we are having the primary storage, primary memory as well as the secondary memory, but we are using the secondary memory here. So as the secondary memory I am using here is an hard disk. So what is the main use of this hard disk means it will store the starting stable and final stable database at two separate locations. Means ఒక ప్లేస్లో కనుక డేటా మిస్ అయినా కానీ you can retrieve the information from another place. So that's why we are storing at the two separate locations. So what are the two separate locations here means one is the hard disk, another one is an log file. One is the hard disk and second one is an log file. So whatever the database buffer, it can update everything from the log file only. It can update everything from the log file only. So by using the transaction commands, so these transaction commands will be given to the recovery manager, and this recovery manager will be given to the database buffer. So if the data, whatever you want to recover the data, if the data is not presented in the database buffer, so it can retract the information from the secondary memory for log file. So it can retract the information from this particular log file. Okay. So here the recovery manager uses, this particular recovery manager uses log files, so which logs actions in the following manner. So what are the actions we can take here is an first one is an each instruction for a transaction for update must be logged. Means for every transaction update, you are doing the update operation. So for every whatever you want to update, transaction for update, everything must be logged. So everything must be maintained in this particular log file. So what are the operations we are having? Transaction operations like insertion, deletion, replacement as well as an addition. So what's the second point? Database read instructions are not logged. Means read instructions are need not to be logged in this particular place. Okay, so next one is an log files are stored at different storage medium. So these log files are not stored in the single place, you can store in the different places like your magnetic disk, magnetic tapes and as well as the hard disk. Means ఒక ప్లేస్లో కనుక డేటా అనేది మిస్ అయినా వీ కెన్ రిట్రీవ్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ ద అనదర్ ప్లేస్. Last one, log entries are fleshed out after the final stable state database is stored. So after recovering the stable state database is recovered, after everything those log entries must be fleshed out. You can delete all the log entries. ఎప్పుడు అంటే when you are getting the final stable state database. Okay, so what's the each log entry containing? Each and every log entry containing these things. One is the transaction type, transaction id, next operation type, object on which operation is performed, pre-operation and post-operation. So transaction type may be begin, commit or rollback. So what is the transaction id, operation type, what your type of operation you are performing. So everything will be maintained in the logged entry. So last one is an recovery models used in the data recovery process. So total we are having 3 types of recovery models. So first one is an full recovery model, bulk logged recovery model, and last one is an simple recovery model. So full recovery model means all the transactions, whatever the recent transactions also, everything will be updated. Means if you want to retract the information, if you want to receive the loss of information, you can retract, you can recover the whole data from the full recovery model from the starting to the ending. So in the case of bulk logged recovery model, so only the size of the bulk logging is kept to the minimum required. Means only particular amount of information only we can retract, we can recover from this particular bulk logged recovery model. So in full recovery means total information you can recover, but in the case of bulk logged recovery model means only certain amount of data only it will be recovered. So last one is an simple recovery model, means we can recover the only the recent updates. Okay, only you can recover whatever the data we can recover using simple recovery model. Means we can recover the only the latest recent backup of the given database. So these are the recovery models. So full recovery, bulk logged recovery, and last one is the simple recovery. Full means total you can recover the data, bulk means only the certain amount of data will be recovered, simple means only the recent data will be you can recover. So thank you.